Got a good would you rather for you today.
Okay.
Would
Hit
you?
me.
Don't fucking interrupt.
Hit me.
Would you rather?
Sorry.
I have nothing to throw.
I had a cough.
Oh, I do. I have a card.
No, I don't like it. You can actually throw cards. Okay, that's not that bad.
I didn't try to actually hurt you. Would you rather always Would you rather always be hunted by a serial killer or be a serial killer that must always kill someone once a month?
What am I, a vampire?
Pick.
Okay, so the constraint is either I'm being hunted for the rest of my life.
Yeah, if you get the serial killer that's hunting you, a new one takes his place.
Oh, I can't kill him even.
No. Is
he competent or is he like average?
Average.
So a decent serial killer.
Well, we wouldn't know because the ones that are good we never find.
Oh God. Or I have to kill on a monthly basis?
Yeah. You have to eat the flesh of your victims once a month.
Okay, so it's literally a vampire? These are pretty awful.
What would you morally rather have? Would you take on a serial killer to
morally,
help
I'd
people?
rather be hunted.
Morally? But you wouldn't actually.
But realistically, knowing that I live one life, I'd probably rather have to figure out how to kill people.
You immoral fuck.
I'd
You'd murder people for the rest of your life.
I'd murder people for the greater good.
Like what? You go to an old folks home and be like, anyone want to get out?
No, I would target like meter maids and like...
You just kill someone working a 9 to 5?
Yeah, I would camp out with the sniper with a really big silencer on it. Talking like one of those big boys, like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Mm-hmm. He's probably the best killer ever. Praise Anton Chigurh. Okay.
Okay.
And I would camp out like a city spot, but not like a populated city, like a suburban city. And I would camp out where the meter maids are like giving somebody a ticket. And I'd be like, it's okay. Nobody valued it.
What if it was someone that actually deserved to get a ticket?
Yeah, the meter maid.
You don't think you get caught?
Oh, you know who I would actually be a bounty hunter for?
This isn't bounty hunter, serial killer. Get it right. The bounty hunter sounds better.
Bounty hunter does sound better.
You're making it sound like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter. It's risque.
I'd be a serial killer for tow truck drivers. Like, okay, I get it. Their life is bad enough already, but they didn't have to be a tow truck driver.
Here's the thing. In the ecosystem...
Have you been towed? Corey,
yes.
have you been towed?
Yes, twice.
Okay, on a 1 to 10 scale, how angry were you?
First time I was drunk, so like 3.
Okay.
It was college. I didn't really have any plans anyways.
Oh, but getting towed and having to pay $500 is fine.
I think I got it out for like $150.
Okay.
But it wasn't great. But I was like, I might as well walk home, whatever.
Okay. So you were fine with it?
I wasn't fine with it, but I honestly, here's my reaction. I saw my car was gone. I was like, damn. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of survival, I would probably rather hunt people. It would suck, but being hunted nonstop by a serial killer would make life really bad.
So you're saying that you would rather just make the world a worse place for your own pleasure?
Better.
For your own pleasure.
Better.
Your own sense of self-preservation. You would rather just kill people willy-nilly, some fucking creep that you are,
than be hunted by a serial killer at all times?
Or do the honorable thing
and
of
die?
Taking on that serial killer. Well, or live.
What if I kill him? A new one replaces him.
Yeah,
that's bad.
You're getting one less serial killer in the world. You know how many there are. You're helping out the world, and you're taking one for the team.
I don't think anything's being helped, bro.
All right, how about a slightly different situation? Would you rather get hunted by serial killers for the rest of your life, but as long as you remain alive, nobody will ever die to a serial killer again? Or you still have to kill people as a serial killer, but for every life you take, you get $10,000.
God damn it, dude. That's an interesting twist. 10K is a decent amount for a hitman.
I feel it's low for a hitman, to be honest.
Do you get random people? It depends on the, like, if you have
like you're assigned a target?
Yeah, if you have to kill like some elementary school teacher, that's probably pretty easy. But if you have to kill like a bigwig, like billionaire, probably much harder.
No, I'll say that it's not randomly assigned, but you are a serial killer, so you have an MO. Like you have a thing. Like, you have a sign that you leave at the scene. You have a type of person you kill.
Like suspending reality, that'd be fun. As long as I'm killing people like Batman style, like for justice.
Batman doesn't kill. That's like his one thing.
I know, but like bad Batman. Bad man. That'd be my serial killer name.
Bad man?
Yeah. Bad man.
There goes the goat guy. Bad man. Okay. So we've learned that you're immoral.
What would you rather do?
What would I rather do?
Yeah.
I would kill people.
I like how you said that as if like you're morally correct. Yeah, of course I'd rather kill people.
Listen, we're not talking about my sense of moral direction.
What are we talking about then?
I'm a hedonistic and I like money
So
and
am
I
I.
like living.
I'm hedonistic too. Pleasure is my downfall.
What? Write that on your tombstone. How did Nick die? Pleasure is his downfall.
Beloved by none, pleasure was his downfall.
It sounds like something like Julius Caesar would write.
Julie Caesar?
Julius.
Oh, I thought you
Julie Caesar? Yeah, his daughter. Oh my god, I'm Julie Caesar.
Oh no, Brutus. Don't do it. Don't stab me in the butt.
Brutus, you kill my dad.
Brutus, why are you getting it from behind?
Brutus, we talked about this. Not from my dad. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, we get it. We get it. You're a horrible piece of shit.
I didn't expect less of you. So what are you then?
No, it's already established what I am.
Oh, so you admit to being horrible.
Yeah, but like I'm consistent. You're like, I'm so great. I would never hurt a fly. Except if I got paid for it, and then that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's more incentive if you're being paid for it.
Well, yeah. But if you're a hero, you're not supposed to take the incentive.
I mean, killing on a monthly basis for $10K, so you get $120K salary from killing.
That's your
You don't
living
need
wage.
another job, yeah.
You wouldn't need another job.
No, I'd probably live in like a super recluse
No, you
place.
would need a job because you need a cover. You need an alibi.
No.
You get audited by the IRS. Like, how are you making your money?
IRS doesn't know it exists, bro.
You have a bank account.
I'd be off the
Are
grid.
you getting it in
No.
cash?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Fuck yeah.
So, like, God just like prints cash and dumps it in your apartment.
Oh, God's not doing anything here. This is a godforsaken place. I'm being given cash by some f***ing sad soul that wants to kill their husband to collect their alimony.
You would never be able to open a bank account. You can't get a credit card.
That, dude.
Probably can't get a house because
If
you
you're
have credit.
killing people on a monthly basis...
Unless you're like Pablo Escobar, you go and buy a house all cash.
While I'm a perfectionist, I don't think I'm meticulous enough to be a legit serial killer. They're like high version.
I don't think so.
It's like a combination of autism and psychopathy.
I think that they play at like being very meticulous, but they're not. They got caught.
Serial killers are super high functioning. Usually pretty smart.
No, that's what the FBI wants you to think because they want people who are dumb to not try. But the people who get caught are pretty dumb. You ever see the stories of how the serial killers get caught? They're like, they returned to the scene of the crime, and then he jerked off on the body.
Well, that's because they're killing for a reason. They're killing for hedonistic purposes.
Yeah,
dude.
they're dumb. They got caught. It's you know what it is? It's mostly that just the cops are not that great at finding them.
Yeah, that's why they developed a behavioral analytics unit. BAU.
The BAU. You said behavioral
That was me
analytics.
stuttering. That's not part of the acronym. Can you imagine an acronym that's like 7 letters long because it's stuttered?
Hey, welcome to the FBI.
Welcome to scuba lessons. Why is there 5 scubas? I mean, why is there 5 U's in this?
Very true.
Okay. You know what I want to talk about today?
Tell me.
I want to talk about bad brownie experiences.
Like yourself? You do that a lot.
Like taking a little bit too many edibles and then fucking around and finding
then shitting
out.
yourself?
Maybe. Maybe, but usually losing sense of reality and function.
Okay. Tell me about this existential crisis we're about to have.
We're not going to have it.
We're going to read about vicariously.
We've already had one.
You've had one. I have had many.
We're going to read about other people's experiences with this, and we'll see if you can relate.
Oh, good. I get to re-experience the trauma all over again. This is like my therapy.
This is your therapy?
Yeah.
This is not good therapy, Corey.
This is like the first level of exposure therapy.
This is Green Gecko therapy.
Green Gecko?
Yeah, you know the guy that makes the content?
Geico?
No. The guy who's wearing a green gecko suit and has face paint. And
that guy.
Listens to people's confession.
Yeah, I follow him.
Confession. Yeah. I like how you're like pretending you don't know who it is.
It wasn't a pretend. You said Green Gecko, and my first thought was
his
Geico.
name is Green Gecko.
Is it?
I think.
I thought it was just like a guy, like Greg or something.
You've stunned me yet again. Well done.
Who else heard Green Gecko and they're like, yeah,
I
Geico,
want
clearly.
to read people's stories about the worst edible experience they've ever had in their lives.
Okay.
I took 50 milligrams once.
15 or 50?
50.
Is that a lot?
Oh, yeah, that's enough. If you took 50, you'd be off
That's
the wall.
enough to take out an adult elephant.
That's enough to probably not. That's enough to take
That's
out
enough to take out a slightly small impish elephant.
with one leg instead of four.
It's enough to take out a pretty exhausted, starved elephant.
I took 50 milligrams once. I was up at 1 a.m. cleaning my place because I didn't want my mom to find my body in a messy house.
Why is it that everyone who always gets high thinks like I'm dead? I'm dead.
Okay, when you've had enough, you go to the sunken place and you don't think you're gonna leave.
It is scary.
You're like a puddle of human melting.
That's how I describe getting high. I feel like I have a very different sense than other people. I don't know why, but like
your spidey sense, but it's with weed?
it's not spidey sense. That's a good thing. I have like the opposite of that.
Sense.
I have weed intolerant sense. Any amount of weed that I take, this is my superpower. Any amount of weed that I take, a nibble of weed, instantly stoned.
Green out.
Just no matter what. I could sniff it on the breath of someone else, and I'm just like, I get jitters.
You don't get that from me when I smoke.
I stay away from you and I hold my breath because if I smell it, I start spiraling.
So when I'm smoking, you're like,
yeah. If I smell too much,
is that effective?
It's probably psychological at this point. I think I've triggered myself.
I don't think you can get contact high that easily.
I don't think you can, but I've been around people who smoke so much that I've just messed myself up.
Weird flex, bro.
Well, it's not a flex. It's a condition.
Yeah, when I spent a lot of time at the heroin alley.
The heroin alley?
Where people shoot up.
That sounds like a bowling alley.
Most bowling alleys probably are heroin alleys.
Okay, so when you get high, sometimes you go into this place where you're like, I am dying. I am dying. I am dead. I have already deceased.
You don't have control of your own body or your functions, and you are sludge. You are human sludge. Have you seen those commercials where remember the things they tried to promote not smoking weed, where the people like melted into the couch?
You're not you when you're hungry?
More like you're too much of you when you're high.
Similar idea, different substance. Yeah, I think it's just don't smoke alone if you're going to get that high, or eat alone, or...
I don't think... A lot of these people didn't get high by choice. They took a little too much.
The person knew the number.
After, probably.
I think a lot of people got so high and they're like, how much did I take?
The first rule of edibles is never talk that it hasn't hit yet. And then eat more. That is...
I've learned that lesson.
Danger zone.
I've learned that lesson at least once.
What do you got for me?
What? Oh, my turn. I forgot
We got a lot of these.
Okay. My father-in-law ate a 100 milligram cookie.
Now we're talking.
He didn't know what that meant.
What is this? 100 milligram, microgram? What is this?
What is this? 100 milligram? I'm allowed to only have 3 grams of cookies, so I'm good. I can have 30 more cookies
my
today.
My doctor said I'd prevent my diabetes if I ate less than half a kilogram of sweets a day.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of
Yes, that is a lot. My father-in-law ate a 100 milligram cookie. He didn't know what that meant. By the time we found him, he was hanging onto the floor so he didn't fall off the earth.
How do you hang onto the floor? It is quite literally there's no...
You grip the fuzzy walls.
Are you just like clawing at the ground like a cat that's been like just thrown into the middle of a...
Yeah, you see how cats, when they scratch at the carpet? That. Just like...
Holding on for dear life.
Yeah. When your balance is off, you're just like, whoa, where am I going?
Are you like at the event horizon of a black hole, but it's in your head and you're being sucked away?
Sometimes you don't even know where you are, what planet you're on. You forget your own life.
That is instant karma of talking to the edible. The edible knows. Don't talk to the edibles. They know. Because that's going to kick in and you're going to regret everything you've said.
There's definitely some kind of strain of weed that like makes you forget your memories and implants you with new memories. I don't know what it is, but you get so high and you're like...
Implants you with new memories?
Yeah, you're like...
Enlighten me.
It's like you just forget your name. You forget where you are. And you're like, my name is Albert. I've been working at this grocery store for the last 30 years. I'm very unhappy with my life. And somehow I'm on the floor in the shower crying.
It's the Men in Black pen that you press and it wipes your memory.
Yeah.
Flash pen.
Don't know what it is. Weed has this power.
I tried a 50 milligram once. Spent about 2 hours trying to see if I could separate from my shadow like Peter Pan if I moved fast enough.
What?
We're still together?
We're still together. It's an abusive relationship. It's like, so they're like...
you have to be...
next time. I saw I lagged.
You have to be extremely high to reduce yourself to that level of thinking.
It's
That's like
when you're seeing in frame rate.
Oh God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you start seeing things in like 20 frames a second,
that's when you're in
like,
hell.
And you're like, oh, if I move my arm fast enough, I can move it past the shadow.
Dude, you've literally reduced yourself to a cat that's playing with the shiny objects shining on the wall. Like a red laser pointer would probably blow your mind into smithereens.
Probably. I think you may die.
Have you ever been high enough to want to run away from your shadow?
Every time I get high, I cannot physically move. So no.
Okay, so disqualified.
Okay, this person said, manual breathing engaged.
I've literally been there.
Quick. Don't act normal.
Okay.
Breathe in. You're holding it too long. Breathe out, abort.
Okay, when you said quick, that step was a lie. Because nothing is happening quick when you're in manual breathing mode.
It's the like pretend like you're enjoying people's company.
You're struggling to be alive at that point.
Oh yeah.
You were literally sitting there going, everyone thinks I'm completely normal right now.
Imagine being so high that if you stopped breathing like manually,
you just die.
You'd be like, I think my lungs would just stop. I'd be like,
I think there's one of those in here. I did this once and I thought I was levitating above my bed. My husband had to sleep at the foot of my bed holding my ankles. Every time he would let go, I would start screaming that I was floating into the ceiling fan. Fun times. Imagine you're so high you think you're a helium balloon.
That's like the opposite of the spins. Like sometimes you get
the
drunk.
Floats?
Yeah, you're
down here.
You're in bed and like your head is spinning. You're thinking like the room is spinning, but this is like the room is rising.
You're suddenly in it. The room is no, you're rising.
You're suddenly a piece of yeast in an oven.
What the fuck? That's oddly specific.
You know that time where you're like leavening.
Yeah, dude. That time where I'm like perfectly coasting at 380 degrees for. How long do you cook bread for? Like 12 minutes or something?
I don't know, like 600 degrees for 10 minutes.
The only thing I know about cooking bread is people pick it up when they're depressed as
Pick up bread when they're depressed?
No. They pick up cooking bread.
What?
And not out of necessity, out of like, if you ever have a girlfriend in the future and she's like...
That was a salty as thing to say.
When you... I was going to present more, but let me fix it. When you have a girlfriend in the future, if she...
Damn, why am I catching hands in the middle of this depression story?
If she ever says something like, hey... I want to learn to make sourdough. She's depressed.
Well, that's a cry for help.
Oh yeah, it's the most silent a cry for help can be.
I've never heard you say that, and you've cried for help multiple times internally.
I've been depressed, but I've never wanted to cook bread.
All right, well, I'll keep that in mind. Guess what we're doing next week? This person said, I took 50 milligrams in school once, and I kept asking, what? To the completely silent classroom because I thought my teacher was whispering questions into my mind.
Dude, I'm literally imagining this scenario of you're in like a lecture with like 30 people or even a high school classroom and you're just sitting there and you're like, what? And everyone looks over at you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's gotta be scary. If this person wasn't obviously high, that's the kind of you'd see in a horror movie because the person would be like, what'd you say, professor? And they're like, nothing. No one said anything, you weirdo.
Dude, that's the worst. When you think somebody said something,
yeah,
because you heard either a voice in your head, you know those darn voices.
Mine sounds like
Goofy's in your head. Eating glue sticks. Okay.
Yeah.
No, when you ask someone, it's like, hey, like, what'd you say? And they're like, what are you talking about? Unless they're gaslighting me.
The teacher in the whole room is gaslighting you specifically.
I've probably been gaslit for my teachers.
If the student imagine this, the student is always late because they're off getting high and they come into class and the teacher's like, all right, before this kid comes to class, he's a we're gonna everybody, I'm gonna say his name and I'm gonna pretend like I'm asking him a question. Everyone just ignore it and look forward like you're doing a test. When he responds, everyone just look at him confused and be like, what? It's gonna be hilarious.
That's diabolical. You're giving some kid trauma.
I could see an angsty high school teacher doing
I'd
that.
be an asshole teacher.
You're an asshole normal human.
Yeah, but I'd be an asshole teacher.
That's a
That's
given.
just adding teacher.
Your asshole space profession that you are.
I like teaching people. I just know that people would quickly
disappoint
me. What do you mean?
I have seen you teach people or attempt to IT
teach
computer things.
Okay. Me telling my mom how to
like teaching things.
No,
30 minutes later, opening Chrome.
That doesn't count. There are sponges and there are rocks. Sponges take things in, rocks do not. Some people are rocks and cannot be taught certain things. I love you, Mom, but Google Drive is not your strong suit. I did 250 milligrams my first time. What
Holy
the fuck?
crap.
I was fried for 2 days straight and kept trying to plead with myself in the mirror to let me go. Dude,
oh my God.
If you're talking to yourself saying, please let go, like as if you're on your own deathbed and you're having a third person experience, that is a level of high I haven't even come remotely close to.
I cannot fathom. I don't like smoking or doing anything like that anymore because I've done it so much in college, and I never liked it to begin with. Peer pressure. But if I was high for 2 days straight, I would start thinking about ending it. I'd be like, my life is over. It's never going away.
That time we did 115 milligrams. Well, I did. And I think you guys did a little less.
115?
That brownie.
It was 15.
No, it was 115.
It was 15.
No.
Yes.
No, because I was the one that bought it from my friend. And he asked, do you want the 80 milligram or the 115? And I said...
He said 15 or 30.
No, he did not. I swear by this because I've never seen so many of my friends fall to taking a brownie. That was way stronger. Corey, I've had 15 to 20 milligrams plenty of times. This was very, very different.
I think you were just weak in the sauce.
I was the one that messaged him about it.
You ate it like it was a muffin. You're just like...
yeah, and you and Brandon ate like a fifth of it.
I took a nibble because I knew it was going to happen.
That was an extremely strong brownie. That was not... I have no clue how you could have possibly thought that was 15 based on the results of that night.
You think I know numbers about weed? 1 milligram is too much.
Usually you're pretty good with numbers. And I do not hand out...
I have no frame of reference
Corey,
for this.
Remember, I do not compliment you often.
That was not a compliment.
That was.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
What was it?
You. Go on, dog. And that wasn't like a cool dog. That was like you're a bad dog. Go smell your poop.
Shut up. Slap you with a water bottle full of piss. Anyways, ate a whole sheet pan of homemade Rice Krispies. That sounds delicious. I'm sure there's weed in them. Went home and tried to unload the dishwasher, but kept flinging plates on the floor instead. Dad came home and asked what was wrong, and I started crying and told him I was an octopus.
Dude, can you imagine? You're like washing a dish. You go through the process. You add soap on a sponge. You scrub it.
That's some SpongeBob ass activities.
You take up washing dishes?
No, it's like drop.
No, I imagine I'm literally picturing this. Like wash with soap, get a towel, dry it off, and then two-handed overhead, like as if you're at the gym throwing a medicine ball, slam on the ground, be like, whoops. Okay, let's do it again.
I'm just imagining seeing a high kid like in the back of a restaurant cleaning dishes, and they're like, here you go. Like the conveyor belt, and there's no one next to them. It's like, washing my dishes, here you go, washing, and they're drying it, and washing, and they're putting it away.
They're playing Overcooked alone.
Yeah. There's a pile of broken ceramic everywhere.
Honestly, Overcooked is a perfect name for these people.
Yeah, for sure. But then the piece de resistance is the dad walks in. What are you doing? I'm an octopus! What?
Are you winning, son? I'm an octopus!
I'd be stunned. I don't know how to respond to that. Yeah, I think I would probably take my kid to the hospital if I was that dad.
I think you just take him out back and put him down.
I have the receipt. I would like a new one.
A birth certificate? Yeah. Can I please file a late return?
This one's broken. I think I have a warranty still.
Do you guys do factory resets? I think this would be a factory reset.
How do you think you're an octopus?
Simple. 250 milligrams of weed. Oh no, he ate a whole sheet of homemade Rice Krispies.
We don't know how many it was.
That's a lot.
A whole sheet could be 1, could be 30, could be 100.
Usually people use quite a bit of weed butter when they make their own homemade edibles.
The fact they didn't put a number tells me it was probably a lot.
Yeah. I took 300 on accident. That's fucking insane.
How on accident do you do this?
That's like saying I drank 2 liters of vodka on accident.
You know, I just started drinking the bottle, and then by the time I knew it was gone. It was an accident.
I had to use my son's toy stethoscope to make sure my heart was beating still. Haven't had an edible since. You start panicking. You get this little plastic stethoscope. It's like, okay.
Does that even work?
I don't even think you could possibly think or process anything at 300 milligrams.
Again, I have no frame of reference. It just sounds like a big number to me.
Okay. Most people get very, very high off of 10 milligrams. 300 is 30 times.
So you're saying that these people are the billionaire class of weed brownie eaters.
For reference, this is like being punched in the face, but instead of a fist, it's a car.
I see where you're going.
That's a lot of damage.
I don't want to be punched in the face with a car. So
Neither do I.
I guess I've learned my lesson here.
Exactly.
No 300 milligrams for me.
Exactly.
Jesus. I ate an entire cookie once, and I really thought I was dying slowly, so I called family members to say my last goodbyes.
Oh,
That's
God.
happened to us.
Yeah, actually it has. But I think it wasn't to that stage. Because
No, it was. Oh, it was.
You think he was saying goodbyes?
It was. It was close to that.
You think he was saying goodbyes, not asking
us,
for help?
Not us, our friend. It was.
He was asking for help, not farewell.
What else do you do?
There's a very different point between being like, hey, can you help me? And hey, I'm not gonna make it. I love you, but I'm not gonna make it.
I want to walk back to the clinging on the floor because they're falling off the earth. That also happened.
Many things happened that night, and that's how I know it was 115 milligrams, Corey.
I think you were just a little weak sauce that
You're
night.
a bitch.
You were just a little weak.
You're a dumb bitch.
I held it together the best.
I'm glad I added a dumb bitch because that helps.
We're all good. Everyone knows that I can hold my shit, even though I hate it. I would rather not.
You hold your shit like a prolapsed butthole that ate Taco Bell.
Shit like a constipated, pruny person.
You didn't have
I hold
shit.
my shit like an elderly woman who has a ulcerative...
Who has bladder incontinence and butthole incontinence and no sphincter in their butthole. And...
No sphincter?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's just how it goes when you fart. You hear whoo. And you think, is there an owl in here? Nope, that's grandma ripping ass.
Okay. I don't want to think about grandma's no sphincter anymore. Move on. Say your piece.
I took 50. He took 100. He started screaming for me because he was drowning in quicksand.
What?
He was just lying on the bed.
Of course.
And I couldn't climb the mountain in front of me to save him. I was crawling up the stairs. Good times.
These people live in imagination land.
Dude, you go to imagination land. That's phenomenal. I'm picturing the guy upstairs laying in his bed going, help, I'm gonna die. Just thinking he's drowning in quicksand. And the girl's climbing Mount Everest. Meanwhile, it's staircase.
I've never been so high to hallucinate like kind of things. I'll have like, where am I? I can't see anything right now. But I'm not gonna be like, oh.
You black out?
Yeah, I had a blackout.
Like vision blackout?
Yeah, I lost my sight for a little bit.
That's not good.
No, it's not. But that's besides the point.
And you kept smoking after this?
No, I was very much done. I'll have you know.
No, I mean, you smoked again at a future time.
Oh, yeah, a lot. That never happened again, though.
I always thought people... Oh, great. Great. Congratulations.
Well, I did a lot that day. I smoked a little bit. I had a gravity bong. I had some brownies. And then I had some Jaeger shots. And what I decided was that it was the Jaeger shots that was the problem. So I stopped doing those.
Is that a factory reset? Or was that like your phone's bugged and you have to reset it?
Well, I stood in the shower for a while. So that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great conclusion.
You know, sometimes we have to go there. I had 50 one time and I thought I was dying, so I called the paramedics. When they got here, I managed to convince them that somebody else called them as a prank, that I was fine, and sent them away because I was scared I was going to jail if I got caught with edibles. Hour later, I still thought I was dying, so I went to the ER. Same medics. Forever embarrassed.
Oh, fuck,
that is
dude,
super embarrassing.
So embarrassing. Being like, no, it was just a prank, bro. No, actually, guys, I'm dying. Can you please come back?
I can't imagine any other scenario like this. Imagine like you're a teenager, like young, not like 18, but like maybe 16.
Oh, so like a between tween and teen.
And you're walking into a store, like a gas station, to get condoms, but you're embarrassed. And so,
why are you embarrassed?
Because you're a teenager.
With
you don't
condoms?
realize that
you raw dog embarrassed.
You're embarrassed because you don't realize that no one gives a if you've ever seen someone go and get condoms and they're like, here you go. Oh, by the way, here's some drinks and snacks, and like I want my whole thing in a bag. And they're like, would you like your condoms in a bag? Would you like to have all your condoms thrown in a bag?
Is buying condoms really that embarrassing? You're f***ing someone or being fucked.
For some reason, people
win-win either way. If you're buying condoms, that means you're planning on having sex safely. That's like 10 wins. That's
I'm saying this.
All
as
I do
an adult,
is win, no matter what.
I'm saying this as an adult who knows that no one gives a would rather you buy condoms, but kids they're scared and they think, oh no, someone's gonna know that I have a penis and or vagina.
I remember when
I
have a funny condom story. I remember when I first started dating my first girlfriend and actually had to buy condoms. It was an awesome development. And I remember I went to
you were like, woohoo, I finally get to do this.
I remember the Rite Aid that was close to Brandon's house.
Sure.
So I went there and I saw two of our like people we knew from school. Names are useless. Whatever.
And you went to buy condoms and you're like, do this in front of them.
No, I was buying condoms. Like they saw that literally all I had there was this box of condoms.
Oh, and you're like, hey guys, look at what I'm getting.
No, it was so much worse than that.
I'm getting laid.
No, it was so much worse than that. They were like, oh, have you seen Brandon lately? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see him right now. And then I said it and looked down. And I was like, oh, This connection is not.
Your phrasing could be improved.
Yeah, it was bad timing, bad everything. But I was awkward.
Yeah, I'm going to see him right now.
You know what's happening. I'm fucking in the ass.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. We're having a sleepover tonight, actually. We got some beer. You guys want to come over? It's gonna be a great time. We're gonna feel so freeing and like just socially lubricated.
Really loose.
Yeah, really loose tonight.
Loose and safe.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I got this really nice heated blanket. We all can sleep under. It's like super nice.
Group heated blanket is.
Oh yeah. Hey, you guys want to wrestle?
Condoms. So we can wrestle safely. Oh god. My husband took a few massive bites out of a medical brownie after I warned him not to.
Medical brownie?
After I warned him not to go slow? Wait, what?
I think this person has a little bit of sentence structure problems.
Maybe they have like delayed.
What is a medical brownie?
Like a marijuana brownie.
That's just weed brownie. Medical brownie sounds like it sounds like a fire extinguisher. Like you crack a case on the wall. Quick, we need a brownie.
Quick, he has. Is it type 2 diabetes that needs sugar? He has the diabetes that needs sugar. I don't know which one that is. Get him a brownie, stat. You just force feed this guy a brownie.
But it needs to be a weed brownie. Quick, he's having depression and he needs sugar.
Quick, he's sober and realized his life's happening. Okay, so anyways, we were at Warped Tour and he stopped and said his feet had roots so he couldn't walk anymore.
These people are hallucinating like crazy.
Dude, that's wild.
How do you get there? You're like,
you just get bolted to the ground?
I would think you're like a toddler who's like, Mommy, my feet hurt. I'm not walking anymore. You're like, my feet are now rooted to the ground. Therefore, I shall not walk.
Mommy, my feet are in cinder blocks. They told me they'd swim with the fishes, but I'm not in the water.
Oh my God.
That was awful. That was so f***ing bad. I'm sorry for sharing that with everyone. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to all of you. Let's move on from that. That was such a fucking bad joke. The setup was there, and I just shat my pants.
Oh my God. Last time I took 100 milligram, I thought my house was full of cops. Maybe it was. I hid in my bedroom, called my hubby, and told him there were 30 cops there, and I was hiding, and he needed to hurry and come home. He checked our cameras and informed me that live PD was on and to go to bed.
Oh, no, dude.
She just heard, like, bad boys, what you gonna do? And she's like, oh, shit, I'm a bad boy.
Do you think that's, like, one of the worst things you could be watching if you're, like, so high that you put yourself into what you're watching?
You, like, think you're on Cops?
Yeah, like, what's something worse than Cops? That you could be I guess like Terrifier.
Yeah, a horror movie.
A horror movie would be pretty bad.
Probably like a screen of just someone slowly smiling.
Being fucking high as shit watching a horror movie would be terrible. We should try it.
What? No.
For the views.
No.
Do you guys want
what
that?
Views? No.
Do you guys want that?
What would be the most terrifying thing to put on TV? Would be a blank screen that looks like the TV is off. And then every once in a while, it like flashes to someone's face.
How about white noise?
Also that.
Why is white noise so scary?
Because it's loud and abrasive. Just
like, I'm loud and abrasive. I'm not scary.
Yes, you are annoying. That's the same part of that. You're the fear that I know. Therefore, it's no longer fearful. It's annoying. And the fear I don't know, which is white noise and people crawling through the TV. I don't know that one, so that's scary.
But you'd rather have me.
I love how you try to spin this.
I'm telling you, my superpower is turning anything into a compliment.
Your dog.
Thank you.
No,
that's so much better than human.
What?
What do you mean, what?
What do you mean is better than human?
Yeah, because dogs eat it. Dogs don't eat human.
Yes, they do.
Oh. Okay. I've got nothing. Dog pretty bad. This takes me back to Thanksgiving break where I took 1,000 milligram brownie.
Why are they escalating? Why?
Got on a plane. Lost my phone that was in my pocket for over an hour. Having people get up and attendants ask over a speaker for everyone to look. Then casually sat down and said, music time, and pulled it out.
Music time. Great.
I feel like at that point, if you're that high, you can probably make music in your mind.
You can do that normally. You don't have to be high.
Successfully.
You can do that normally.
No. Nope. As someone who has no musical talent, I can't even make it in my mind.
That's you. People that are people that are normal can do that. People that are musically talented can do it better.
Don't speak on other people's behalves, boy.
I'm speaking on your behalf for you. Here we go.
Yep.
Caden Forbes said, I had 100 milligrams once and ended up rocking back and forth on my couch for 3 hours because I thought that if I stopped moving, all the blood would rush to my heart and I would die.
You're now, this is stage 2 of manual breathing. You're now manually pumping your heart.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
You're giving yourself a living CPR.
2, 3,
Can you imagine you walk into a room and someone's pumping their own chest?
You're like, what are you doing? You're like, if I stop, I'll die.
I'm keeping the machine running.
You just see someone in the middle of the room go like just tapping on their chest. It's not even like beating their own heart. They're just like tapping and they're like, staying alive, staying alive.
Okay. First time trying edibles and had 300 plus milligrams at once.
Nice.
Terrified I was dying and kept begging for an ambulance. Vomited literally everywhere, peed myself, and had my dad feed me milk and curry leaves to help me pass the symptoms. Took a long nap and ate nearly 2 whole pizzas. That's standard. After before passing out again. Pretty sure I was high for at least 2 days, but it was the most terrifying experience of my life at the time.
These people think they're high for 2 days.
At the time. I want to know what they experienced after this.
This is the worst time I've ever been high so far. This diet this person had, I don't know if it's like some witchcraft. If you're high and you're throwing up, milk, curry leaves, and pizza. Not the combo I would go for.
No, pizza, milk, and curry sounds like the weirdest you could possibly. That's pregnant women cravings.
That sounds like your stomach is bubbling and trying to escape. I think that you could probably run a car engine off that disgusting grease that's in there. That's awful. The amount of acne that you will have.
I don't think this person's worried about acne, bro. They've got other problems going on.
God, their shits would smell so bad.
Ooh.
Greasy pizza, milk, and curry leaves.
I didn't even know curry was a leaf. Did you?
Everything's a leaf if you think hard enough.
That's literally fucking stupid. That's so dumb.
Everything is a leaf.
Everything is not a leaf. Are you a leaf?
You better leave me alone.
Is your car...
Make like a tree and leave me alone.
You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I stand by the statement I said earlier. If you find a girlfriend.
I got options. People find me charming. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, buddy.
This person said, I tried it. Didn't hit until I drove home. Why are you driving? Why?
Let's pop an edible for the road.
Why would you ever get high and be like, you know what? I want this to kick in while I'm driving. You know what's the best time to hit an edible? 35 minutes into traffic.
Under the influence driving, baby. You heard of driving under the influence? I heard it's fun.
That's who wants a grenade to hit in the middle of the highway going 70? Whoa, that car's getting close. Now it's getting far. Now it's getting real close. What's going on?
Is it the Doppler effect?
Is there 3 of them? That's weird.
I'm moving? Wait, I can control my movement?
I literally forgot how to drive. Somehow I stopped the car in the middle of the road and I called my friends to come get me. I moved over to the passenger seat in the case a cop came. And I could say someone hopped out and ran.
Yeah, they were holding me hostage. They're running away.
Officer, this is my car. And yes, I'm high. I'm not high.
Hi, how are me? What?
Hi, how are you? I'm not high. Someone else got on my car.
Ma'am, step out of the vehicle.
The car's in the middle of the road because they parked it really well, by the way. And then they left into the passenger seat where I am, but they're gone. You should catch them, but don't mark the car stolen or anything because I need it later.
Can you take me home, please?
Yeah. Can you also drive my car home to where my house is that you don't know because I don't want you to know where my house is. You cop, please.
You're good.
That's all you need to say.
We're taking you straight.
Word for word. Repeat that. You ever get pulled over?
Straight to jail?
You ever get pulled over?
Don't pass go.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, and then just your pants.
I mean, that's the equivalent with what was going on here. This weekend, I took a 125 milligram gummy on the way to the airport and missed not 1, but 2 flights in a row.
How?
Second one, I wasn't even late to. I just sat there in the chairs while everyone got in line to board and they left without me. They didn't leave without
That's not leaving without you. You made a choice.
You are brain dead.
You can't miss 2 flights in a single day on the airport and be like, they left without me.
Dude, the amount of rage I would feel if I missed 2 flights in one day is unfathomable.
I'm pretty sure when you don't get on a flight that you were paid for, they call your name being like, Mr. So-and-so.
Hey, dumbass! Can you report to gate 4A?
Who do you think it is? The one person sitting in the seats for the exit, just being like, Mr. Reddit user, I wonder who it could be. Last call, Mr. Reddit user. Okay, leaving.
You're sitting like 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's in the front row. Sir.
Just melted into the chair.
Sir. He's an ornament. Let's just leave.
Ornament. That's a good level of high.
Yeah.
Ornament.
All right. I took 250 and waited 30 minutes. Thought it wasn't hitting, so I took another one. Rookie mistake.
Oh, no.
Rookie mistake.
Never talk shit to or underestimate the edibles.
Took another one and put on a movie 10 minutes later. They hit. The room was spinning and I thought I could fly, so I jumped off the bed and hit the floor hard as
It went nighty-night.
You know, this is at least one of the tame ones because they're in their house watching a movie. Great place to be when you're high because nothing can hurt you except your own mind.
Think.
Except your own mind.
And your own body.
Yeah.
As you eat yourself and swan dive to eat the floor.
I just... you gotta... You know what it is? You gotta pass a test to get high. Because, like, you shouldn't be allowed to think you can fly.
I think you don't.
If you get high and you're like, dude, I can totally fly. It's just a thing now. It wasn't before, but now it is. Want to see? And then you get someone just, like, at the top of an apartment building, 6 stories up, being like, hey, let's try it out.
That's a different kind of flight. That's a little birdie leaving the nest.
That's what I'm talking about.
Little birdies don't weigh much, though. A bird could, like, fall high.
This is why they say weed kills.
Does anyone say weed kills?
I'm sure someone
I've
did.
heard weed's a
Reagan probably said it.
I've heard weed's a gateway drug.
To death. Gateway to death. You know, if you eat too many weeds, your heart will stop. You have to pump it manually.
Yeah, you need somebody to...
You have to manually breathe.
Clean the weeds out.
Clean the weeds out.
You need a gardener. Took 100 milligrams once, and while I was watching a movie, I started to smile. I couldn't stop smiling for hours. Then I started to worry that I was going to live with the smile for the rest of my life.
Couldn't stop smiling, smiled for hours, thought, I'm going to be smiling. That's one of those things.
They were probably watching Smile.
Oh, that'd be scary.
That'd be terrifying.
If I couldn't stop smiling and I was watching Smile, I would honestly be like, I'm dead. I'm possessed.
You're just sitting there like...
Especially if I'm high. Yeah, no, that's
terrifying.
And I was watching that with
Can
somebody
imagine
else.
You come home and you see your significant other sitting there.
Yeah, if you're watching this movie with the person who's high and they're stuck smiling.
Yeah, I'm getting out.
I'd leave.
I'm calling a priest.
I don't care
I'm getting a shotgun.
I don't care how much I love you. I don't care how many memories we have together. I don't care how many children we have. I'm getting the out of that house.
I have seen enough horror movies to get the out.
Yeah.
There's no saving you.
This is like the drug version of parents saying, if you keep your face like that, it'll stay like that forever.
Oh, this is you get so high, you'll just be paralyzed.
So if you don't move if you keep smiling like that stupid face, it's gonna get stuck like that. It's like, I guess this is my life from now on.
It's all ogre.
All right, my last one. One time I did 50 milligrams and I walked into a store to buy water since my mouth was dry. I walked in with a $5 bill in my hand, opened the fridge, took the water, and walked out. 5 seconds later, the owner pulls me by the neck and demands I pay for it. We walk back to the store together, and we find the $5 bill inside the fridge. I told him I thought the fridge was him.
I mean, okay, if I was the cashier at that person...
I'd be annoyed, but I wouldn't be like...
I think I would now want the person to leave as quickly as possible if they thought that I was the fridge.
There's
a level of reasoning you can have with someone, but if they think that you're a refrigerator, there's no level of reasoning you can have. There's no longer a conversation that
you know what I guarantee it is that they saw the reflection in the fridge and they're like, hello, Mr. Cashier. Here you go, I'm offering you $5. I don't want $5 from you.
I don't need $5.
No, take the $5. No, I don't want your $5. You take the $5. Here, take it. And he ran out the store.
They had good intentions at least. It's not like they were dashing.
If I worked at a store and I thought someone was stealing and I walked them back into the store and they came pretty calmly and then they showed me that they left a $5 bill in the place where the stuff was, I'd be like, you're not intentionally an asshole. You're not a thief. You're just really, really dumb. And I wish you well in life.
No, get going, buddy. Go find mama and papa. All right, the last one. One time I walked into a fast food restaurant and put an exact change on the counter and slid it to the worker. After 30 excruciating seconds of eye contact, I realized I had only ordered in my head and not out loud.
Holy f***. Just smiling at them, being like, where's my order? I ordered something. Where's my order? Ma'am, where's my order? Ma'am? Hello? It's like, I didn't hear no order.
Lights are on. Nobody's home. Nobody is home. These poor souls, downtrodden poor souls, just lost in the abyss that is the sunken place. Have you guys ever taken too many edibles and just been blitzed into hell and back?
One edible's too many edibles. One edible's too many. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't. And if you do, because you probably will, don't talk to the edibles, because they'll talk back, and they're better at talking than you are, because you're going to be glued to your couch in manual breathing mode, rolling in neutral. Nobody wants that. No.
I would say just don't do drugs. It's better. Life is better without drugs, you know? Okay. Life is better for most people without drugs.
There's a lot of people that get a lot happier with drugs.
They think they get happier, but they're really just covering up their demons. Oh, now we're getting deep.
No, we don't want to go there. That's too much seriousness.
I think that drugs are a problem. People shouldn't do them. And
drugs are bad. Okay?
While we're talking about drugs, I have a drug story.
Okay.
That I saw the other day, and it made me go, that's weird. Okay. Also neat, but weird.
Neat,
but weird.
Okay.
Did you know? Actually, let me ask you a question. You drink coffee, right? You're a coffee enjoyer.
Yeah.
Coffee's a drug.
I love coffee. Yeah, caffeine's great. I'm addicted to it.
How much do you spend
quite addicted to it
on a cup of coffee on average?
$1.30.
$1.30?
At home?
Sure. Or at a store. Whatever.
Espresso, baby. $40 for 30 servings.
Do you know how much the most expensive cup of coffee in the world costs?
It's going to be some asshole that puts like legendary slug cum into their coffee that costs like $10,000 a cup or some.
Close. Not that much, actually, but close. It is $50 to $100 a cup. It's not slug cum, but what it is partially digested anal gland covered coffee cherries that come out the butt of a civet cat called the Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak coffee. It is butt juice coffee.
What are coffee cherries?
The coffee cherries. I don't know.
The is that?
Coffee's a seed. It comes from the fruit, I guess.
Would you try this?
Butt juice? I don't like regular coffee.
I have this theory for trying expensive things that I know might, like, I don't think this would, but I think, like, imagine having like $1,000 piece of steak.
I like steak, so sure, but like that's.
But don't you fear it could potentially ruin your experience with things you normally like?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Like it's like the whole concept of like taking heroin where you constantly want to chase that high.
Have you ever done heroin?
No.
So what's your favorite reference here?
What I've heard, but
hey, okay, let me ask you this. Should no one ever love you again? Because if they love you too much, then you'll have to compare that to everyone else who loves you, and then you'll be like, oh, no one ever loves me.
That's different.
Is it though?
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. I'm talking about like pursuing hedonism. I don't think love is hedonistic.
Should none ever give you a gift anymore? Because if they give you a gift that's too good, every other gift will look bad in comparison. You'll be like,
maybe.
Oh, that's a shit gift.
But not ever give me a gift. Just don't get me something that's that good. Like, don't get me a new Ferrari. That's too good of a gift. That would spoil me, and
I don't think that way.
I'd be a naughty little boy.
Well, yeah, because you speed horribly.
Yeah, the car I currently have, which is a new Accord, not that fast, is the fastest car I need. I don't need something that's gonna get me killed.
You're already gonna get killed driving that car. You take corners like a protractor.
No, I just don't like. If you not pull over. What am I saying? If you stop to make a turn, like full stop, you should get shot. And I've said this out loud before many times, but I'll just say it here. Same thing goes for speed limit. If you drive 10 miles per hour under the speed limit, and the speed limit's like 30 or 40 miles per hour, to you kilometer freaks, that's like 50.
Kilometer freaks?
Yeah, the rest of the world.
We're soon to be there.
If you drive under the speed limit,
you're doing good by society. Keep doing
it. What the is wrong with you? Have you never had anywhere to be? Are you just like, yeah, this is fine. I'm okay with just coasting like a slow piece of shit.
Some people go life at their own pace.
No.
And God bless them.
No, this goes for people that are walking in front of me with like their hobbly half foot per minute gait.
Take life at your own pace. Don't rush. Don't live up to the man.
No, I want you to have anxiety. I want you to have some pep in your step, some fire under your ass. Go.
Nah, be casual, cool, calm.
In fact, I think cops should start arresting people that are going under the speed limit instead of over.
They already do.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
You can be arrested for that?
Yeah. You can drive dangerously slow because you become a hazard. That is a thing.
You know the reason you're a hazard? It's not about like you actually crashing into something. You piss people off so badly that they are more inclined to kill.
Yeah. No one ever talks about this.
I'm that guy.
No one ever talks about this, but there is a minimum speed limit.
I've never seen it.
I know, because no one talks about it.
The speed limit to me is the minimum speed limit.
There is a minimum. If it
says 60 miles per hour,
if the speed says 60 and most people are going 60 to 70, if you go 40, you will get pulled over.
Die. You should die. You should die. You should be driving and a lightning bolt goes and instead...
And then you shrink and then Mario drives past you in a bullet bill. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, okay, here's the issue with you just dying is because now your car is stuck blocking traffic. I think you should be airlifted and just thrown in the ocean. There should be a service of things that moves you off the road and... takes you away.
It's always old people too. So if you
it's not.
You want to conveyor about them, they're like, "Well, this isn't my son's house. Where am I? Oh, I'm flying.
This is why I welcome.
I'm drowning now.
I welcome our AI overlords to take over those those cars, and make them never be able to drive again. The car should be like detect how awful you are. It's like, whoa, you're f***ing brain dead.
Well, insurance kind of tries to do that. They're like, oh, let's put in some in your car to see if you're a good driver. Oh, do you go 60 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone? Well, you. We're adding points to your insurance. Take that. Why? Don't ask us questions, you stupid. You need to have insurance. Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you.
I think insurance is widely hated for good reason.
No one likes insurance at all.
I mean, my car insurance actually helped me when I got my wheels stolen. I only paid $500 for the deductible. It would have cost $7,000. Fuck me. I mean, it's also much nicer to just not have your wheels stolen. That's the better alternative.
Yeah, I think there's a you problem. What
fuck me,
you
dude.
were doing something that got your wheels stolen.
Yeah, I parked outside of my house. Yep.
Yeah, you idiot. You asshole.
Yeah, fuck me, dude. I should have driven my car through my apartment.
Listen, if you don't want your things stolen, you keep an eye on them. Parking it in your lot in front of your house, that's not a good idea.
I was so mad after it that I was like tempted to camp out through my window. And
you can, of all people in your neighborhood, you can see your car from your window.
I can. And that's how I found out that they were stolen. But funny story. I was actually high one night, and this was like a few weeks after they got stolen for the first time. And I was paranoid for about like a month or so after. I was like, I would check my car multiple times a night. Be
and
like,
you thought weed would help this?
It helped quell the anxiety. But then a new paranoia came about. So I saw some like, it was fairly dark around my apartment. And I saw some stuff moving in the shadows, and I'm like, oh, they're back at it again. So I started panicking, right? I swear I thought I saw people stealing my wheels because my car was parked quite far away from my apartment. So I like started grabbing things. I called 911 and I'm like running down the stairs. Yeah. And I'm like, hi, like this is where I'm at. My car recently got vandalized and I think it's happening again. And then I got down there and I'm like, oh, nothing's happening. And
what'd you say?
I was like, I think they ran away. Like, there's no one there. They're like, okay, call us back if you need something.
You gotta save face with the cops, because then if someone does come back and you're like the boy who cried wolf, they're like, yeah, sure.
Or the girl who cried out a ball.
Yeah. Sure, they're stealing your shit. All right, well, we'll deal with this later.
But there actually has been a pandemic of... yeah, there was in the whole DMV area, which is around where we live, DC, Virginia, and Maryland. It's very common that my specific car got fucked.
That's just your luck. You know? You tend to get things that are destroyable, destructible, stealable.
As opposed to your indestructible hunk of shit.
I got my car broken into, and they left me
because it was such... They're like, oh my God.
My car got broken into. Instead of losing anything, they gave me the tools to break into the car. They left it in my seat.
That's like robbing someone, and then you see how poor they are, and you're like, oh, you need this more than I do, and you leave them money.
I think I opened my car that next day, and I looked and I saw like some trash on the side of the passenger seat, and there was like a screwdriver and like some like whatever like window opening tools, and I was like, what is this?
Was your car locked? They like broke into it?
When It was locked when I park it because it automatically locks, but I always lock it. When I walked in that next morning, it was unlocked. So they opened it somehow. Don't know how. It's never happened since.
Well, that's a good sign.
I
If someone
opened the
tries
door.
to steal something from you and they leave things,
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
I opened the door and I
Not
was
for
like,
you.
holy shit, someone broke into my car. I've never had that happen. Nothing was damaged. Nothing was... I was like, oh, shit, someone's going to steal... Oh, no. I don't have anything of value.
What if they like took a somewhere?
I don't really have to worry about that.
Why?
I just don't think about those things, you know?
You haven't heard of the poop burglar? The poop
That's
car?
you. That's you.
Can you imagine breaking into people's cars, getting somewhere like where they can't find it?
I genuinely believe that you have done that.
Why?
The way you said it and the smiled, I like if I was to
There's certain things I like
if I was to
imagining
label
existing.
you, if I was to label you as like something that you've done as a crime, like any crime, it would be vandalism via poop. It would have something to do with shitting on
Thank
something.
you.
Like just
Thank you,
of
Corey.
all crimes, like you're not really a thief. You're not much of a like racist or and I don't know, something like that. But you're not really into murder unless they're driving in front of you, I guess. But I very much believe that you would do something involving
you.
shitting on someone's car or head
You're so kind.
or house.
Has anyone ever told you how sweet you are?
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
Doubt.
It's true.
Fucking doubt.
You can't back.
Doubt. I can go back.
No.
I'm still taking it as a compliment. No.
You're not a murdering type, I guess. I wouldn't profile as you a murderer. You're just profiled as a shitter. Am I wrong?
Oh, dude. Oh, speaking of shitters, I live with one, and it's not my roommate. It's his sub roommate. Cat.
Your roommate's you call his cat a sub roommate?
It's this cat. His name is Armando. He's an orange boy, as they always are.
Has he ever on your stuff?
No, he hasn't my stuff yet. But he's a for different reasons. I actually call him the Bronze Menace.
He's an orange cat.
He's a demon.
It's orange cat activities.
So he likes to on a daily basis he likes to masturbate.
Can you explain how cats masturbate?
Well, he the first time it actually happened and it panicked me. It's when we moved into it's when I and my roommate moved into my apartment like half a year ago, and you and I were filming on the couch. And do you remember when Armando sat on the couch like kind of near us, like on that chair?
He starts meowing a lot.
Yeah, he starts meowing aggressive. He's like meow, meow.
It sounds like he's in distress.
And then he was like shaking, and he has this special like it's like a toy.
It's a cat toy.
It's a toy he's had for like 8 years. This thing is beaten to death. It's this rainbow sock.
It's not even like a sock. It looks like
a snake.
It looks like a long rainbow snake on a stick.
But like it's torn to pieces. This thing is a rag.
Cum rag.
It's literally the cat's cum rag. He bites down on it, holds it, and meows while like
very kinky
while
of him.
humping a blanket usually. And now he aggressively meows on a daily basis while doing this. And now I know if he's meowing loudly. At first I was worried.
So
I called the roommate in a panic.
You
Ask him.
are a voyeur to cat masturbation.
Voyeur means you watch and enjoy it.
Well, you overhear it. You experience it.
Not by choice.
Doesn't matter. You are now a cat masturbation voyeur. That's something that you are.
That sounds illegal.
Illegal?
Yes.
Probably. You're on a list somewhere.
I don't do it
You're
by
on a
choice.
cat sex offender list.
I really hope that list is really short.
It's just you. Yeah, it's pretty short.
Catsexoffenders.com. It's just my name.
I'm buying that domain.
I think you'd go on a list for having that domain.
Oh no. I buy it under your name somehow. I have your credit card information. It's fine.
Okay, that's uncomfortable.
Is there anything else about this cat jerking off that you wanted to share?
Yeah, it's weird, dude. I didn't know cats jerked off.
I honestly didn't know that.
He's
either.
neutered too, by the way.
I assumed that, like, you ever hear that there's only so many animals that get pleasure from sex? I thought it was like humans,
It's like dolphins.
humans, monkeys, dolphins.
I don't think monkeys even get pleasure. Maybe there's some.
Yeah, they a lot.
Rape doesn't
They're
mean
big
pleasure.
on
Rape doesn't mean
rape is
pleasure.
up in the monkey community.
But that's not pleasure. That's a means of reproduction. There's a lot of
no,
animals.
they boys.
Ducks.
They
Cats are.
they go after the boy butts.
Otters,
That's not for reproduction.
Otters are rapey.
Otters
Yes.
they're cannibalistically
yes.
rapey. They will
Is that better? Like they'll rape you and then eat you? That's so much worse.
a little bit, but no, it's
How? Yeah. He's not a murderer. He's just a murder cannibal. So he'll kill you and then eat you.
you got to label them the worst crime. I think cannibal's a little bit worse. A little bit. Maybe it's debatable.
That's not a debate I want to have.
I don't want to be eaten. There's a lot of things I don't want to be, but I don't want to be eaten.
That's not the worst thing that could happen.
It's a tough call, but I think cannibalism is something that I would rather not have happen to me over other crimes. Getting shot.
Does cannibalism means you're fully consumed or just gnawed on? Like, could someone like bite off a chunk of flesh, one of your fingers maybe, and be a cannibal?
I think any part of it I wouldn't want to be a part of. Any part.
Not even if you live? You might like it. Don't knock it till you try it, Corey.
What if they flay your skin off and grill it?
Don't knock it till you try it, dude. You don't know. You might like that. You might be a secret masochist.
I'm now adding cat sex offender plus cannibalistic person. I'm
not cannibalistic. Don't give me so much praise, buddy. Calm down.
Or I guess if we're going by you are the worst crime that you are, it's still cat sex offender.
You think that trumps cannibalism?
Yeah, I think it's then cannibal, then cat sex offender in that order.
I feel like being... I actually don't want to discuss this any longer. Please get me out. All right, shall we debate?
You want to debate?
Let's debate. Let's debatable.
All right, we got some questions that we talked to people about stuff. That didn't make any sense at all. We got
some questions that we talked to people about stuff.
I was gonna gloss over
welcome
it.
Back, guys. My name's Corey.
No one was gonna think anything of it. You were all listening and you're like, yeah, that made sense. Oh wait, no, that doesn't make sense. But only because he called it out. So you're dumb. Not me. Anyways, we both have some debates that we're going to ask each other. And the way we're going to do this is, it's a little game that we're trying to play. Because, games are fun. One of us has a question or a statement. The other one is going to have to defend this to the best of their ability.
Depressed.
The other one's depressed. The other one sucks. All right, well, you. Just give me your debate then. I'm done with explaining this.
Okay. Defend this statement.
All right.
Drinking alcohol with your butt should be normalized.
Boofing? Yeah, of course. Boofing is the best thing in the world. Drinking alcohol with your butt is the fastest way to get drunk, and therefore, by efficiency standards, should be the way you do it by default.
Is doing something the fastest always the best?
Yes.
Okay, is cooking a chicken at 1,000 degrees for 1 minute good?
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to have charred shit.
Efficiency. Get it done faster.
Efficiency is doing something in an optimized manner such that it gets done well.
To the best it needs to be. Exactly. Boof. Boof to your heart's
content.
But
what about your liver? Boof to your liver's content.
No, it bypassed the liver. That's the whole point of boofing.
No. Boofing is horrible for your liver.
Boofing bypasses it.
No.
We shall ask.
Bloodstream goes to liver. Liver processes it. You get drunk. This is how cirrhosis develops. So boofing is a quick method to... Are you asking ChatGPT?
No, just the regular internet this time. The dangers of boofing drugs. Alcohol enemas. An alcohol enema is exactly what it sounds like.
What is it?
Thank you. I see nothing of this being terrible for you. It just says they recommend not doing it.
Why?
Well, let's ask Wikipedia. Alcohol enema, also known as colloquially as butt chugging or boofing.
Colloquially as butt chugging.
Butt chugging or boofing is the act of introducing alcohol into the rectum and colon via the anus.
The butthole? I'd like to introduce you to Tito's Vodka. I'd like to introduce you to butthole.
This method of alcohol consumption can be dangerous and even deadly because it leads to faster intoxication. Faster than drinking, since the alcohol is absorbed directly into the bloodstream and bypasses the ability to reject the toxin by vomiting.
Yes, but that bloodstream method is through the liver. It happens through the liver. This is extremely dangerous for your liver because you don't actually consume it and have
liver
it...
schmiver, they regrow. You're good. Boof. Boof it up. Boof is a fun word. Who doesn't like saying boof?
Well, okay, that's 1 point I'll give you. Boof is a fun word.
It's efficient. That's 2 points.
And I will say it's hidden. Like instead
also, it's a workout. How do you get alcohol in your butt? You got to do a handstand.
Not really.
What do you mean not really?
Tampon vodka.
You got to get it up there somehow. Also, a tampon?
Oh, yeah.
That's like not even a shot.
No, you can
it's not
hold...
gonna do anything.
Oh, yeah. Here, the whole efficiency thing you were talking about, I think one shot in a tampon would probably be worth like 10 shots down your mouth.
No. If I can take 10 to 20 shots in a night, my butt can handle at least 5 shots.
So, okay, so you drink too much, you're feeling awful, you vomit. What happens if you take it up your butt?
Shit, I suppose.
It's too late. It's in your bloodstream. It's not like you can poop it out.
Listen, man, I have Crohn's. Therefore, things come out my butt faster than normal. I'm sure that I'm the one with the superpower to poop out a boof. I can poop a boof. I'm sure I could do it.
Boof poopers. Boof poopers.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't do it? And you just said normalized.
You're sitting around a table.
Why shouldn't you normalize boofing?
You're sitting around a table. And everyone's like, okay, cheers, let's take a shot. What are you doing?
Boofing it.
How?
What do you mean? Just shoving it up there.
You're at dinner.
Dinner?
Everyone has a shot glass.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Boofing it. Well, how many times do I have to answer this question?
Can your butthole slurp?
Yeah.
No, actually, how are you getting it in there?
If you breathe out really hard at the same time as you like clench your butt, it creates a reverse vacuum. You go, and that
was a good.
Alcohol just whoop.
It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Well, do you know anyone that's ever boofed? Actually,
do I know? I think that the school that I went to, there absolutely was some people that
the
boofed.
College or the high school.
Both, but mostly the college. I went to college in Ye South, and people were dumb. People were very dumb.
You think Virginia's the Ye South?
It was South. It was like it's Southern Virginia.
It's like bordering.
No, it's Southern Virginia.
Okay, southern. There's Southern New York.
New York is in the north. Southern New York is still in the north. Virginia is south of the border of the middle ground, and Southern Virginia is even more south. You dumb fucking bitch.
Thank you. All right, what's your debate, you cunt?
Did I win?
No, there's no winning.
If any of you out there were convinced to boof, leave a comment.
And
let me
please
know.
don't. We value you as viewers and would not like to lose you to cirrhosis.
Let me know if you want to boof sometime. We'll be boofing buddies.
How do you take shots with other people when you're boofing?
You just stick it up there. You clink and then up it goes.
Clink and stink?
Yeah. You could also use a tampon if you want. I think an enema needle works.
Syringe,
yeah. Easy peasy.
Butt cringe syringe.
You could have like a catheter already plugged up there. You know, like a soda drinking hat where you have like a straw that comes from a hat. Just have a plug that comes, like a tail.
Can I unplug myself from this conversation?
And then you have like a
just put me down.
A pipe, like a PVC pipe.
Give me 200 milligrams of edibles.
You take the syringe and you put it into the pipe and you go, and then it kind of funnels through your butt and then up it goes.
I wish you were this practically useful at other things.
I'm good at everything. Like literally everything. Like not a single thing am I
You're
bad at.
disabled.
I'm great at being disabled. You can't hit me where it hurts.
That's not
hurts.
the flex you think it is.
I'm great at flexing too. Flex all this cash.
All right, hit me.
I don't have.
Stop.
All right. I need you to defend this statement.
You need me to?
Yeah. If
Okay,
you
sir, I
don't, you will
got you.
die. Defend this statement. I believe that kids should be bullied.
Easy. Bullying is good. Shame builds character. If you're weird and smell bad, you need to be bullied to stop smelling bad and being weird. There's literally no reasons that you shouldn't, like the whole stop bullying program. No, you're making people weaker. People need, have you heard of the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Yeah, you're getting your head flushed down a toilet probably won't kill you, but it's going to make you stronger. You now have some water resistance.
What happens to people that get bullied? Why is it good for them?
As someone who was bullied?
You weren't bullied.
Yeah, I was.
Your cousin in your mouth. That doesn't count.
That's not bullying. No, actually, I remember there was this kid in middle school who was an asshole to me. And one of my cousins actually messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, if you ever talk to Nick again, I'm going to shove you in a locker. And he never talked to me again. Very cool.
So you beat bullying with bullying.
Yes. That's another reason why bullying is good. Bullying trumps bullying. It beats itself.
There's always a bigger fish, always a bigger bully.
No, bullying is good. I think cyberbullying doesn't count. That's not even bullying. Just fucking turn your internet off. Shut up. Shut up. No, bullying is genuinely good. I think it's genuinely good for the world. It helps build resistance. I think the earlier you're exposed to things, the weaker, the less weak you will be.
What is the earliest you would bully someone?
As soon as they have spawned consciousness. So probably like 5.
5?
5 years old.
People exist before 5.
They exist, but they're not really there. They're like that 200 milligram high dude that's sitting on the couch.
Kids are bullying other kids at 3 years old in pre-K.
Not intentionally. 3 years old is like manual breathing.
I think you're going half-ass on these kids. If you're
bully them earlier?
Yeah. Bully them as early as possible. Bully the mom before she gives birth.
Hey, dog, you fat. That's insane, dude. No, bully kids. You don't need to be bullied as an adult because life has already hurt you enough. As a kid,
I think some people probably should be bullied as an adult.
Maybe. As a kid, though, you're still innocent. You don't understand that some things you do are bad and make you feel bad. Bullying is mostly good.
What is the goal with bullying someone?
You evolve someone. It's like making a Pokemon fight stronger and stronger things, and then it evolves into a stronger Pokemon.
Pokemon is literally cockfighting.
Good. Kid fighting is probably going to be good too.
So you're escalating this from bullying is good to we should put kids in a ring to fight against each other for money.
Yeah, children's MMA, but like without the safety stuff.
Or the money that they get.
Yeah. It's going to be like child actors where they're ruined for the rest of their lives. Bullying to a point is good. You don't want to bully too much because if you bend something too far, it breaks, right? You want to bully it just enough where it doesn't come to school with an AK-47.
Jesus.
I'm just being honest here, dude. I remember I was talking to one of my cousins who grew up in Belarus, and he was saying that like if you couldn't hold your ground and like fight back as a boy in Belarus, you were f***ed. You were literally going to get like dragged through rocks. So you had to stand up for yourself. No, so you learn to stand up for yourself.
Because you would get bullied.
Yeah. So it teaches you to be stronger. I think it's good. Survival of the fittest, Corey.
So your mindset with this is that you should bully everybody because they will get bullied regardless, and therefore they will stop bullying other people because they're already bullied.
No, they're not going to stop bullying other people. They're probably going to have trauma they pass on to other people.
So you're compounding the bullying.
No, maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a cycle that continues itself, but it's for the greater good.
It's kind of like trying to split like a cup of water into two smaller cups, and you keep pouring it to even it out, and you got to keep on like mixing it back and forth. It's like, okay, I bullied this kid too hard, and now they're becoming a problem, so I got to bully this other kid to make it up for them. But then,
and then put them against each other.
Well, and then you gotta balance out.
Are they
bullying.
Digimon? Like your pal? They're battling now?
Yeah, when you play Pokemon, you got to keep swapping out the people so that they all level up together. Because if you have one that levels up too much, then you get wiped.
You got to have your kids bullied on a rotation. No, but genuinely, like you evolve. You get better. Like, have you seen... Yeah, you have. You've seen some rich asshole that was never disciplined in their lives and got everything they wanted. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, wow, you should have been bullied as a kid. Like something worse should have happened to you to prevent you from being this way.
Yes. If you know someone who shows up to your school or college and they show up in like, I don't know, a $200,000 Lamborghini, their hair is like neatly gelled, and they have a cardigan, and under the cardigan is some like Tommy Hilfiger button down. They're wearing capri khakis and boat shoes. Their name is Preston.
Oh,
and yeah. They have a ring from their high school that's like actually made of full like 24 karat gold, and their dad owns half of India.
It's your responsibility to bully them.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it for the greater good. You're doing it for humanity because you don't want that person to go on and continue existing the way they are.
There are some people that do more harm to the world by existing, and I think that they definitely could.
They need to be knocked down a peg.
Yeah.
But don't bully too hard. Like I said, you don't want to trigger that.
Just put gum in their hair, you know.
Yeah, don't make a serial killer that has to kill a person once a month.
Just tie their shoes together kind of things.
Yeah, just throw them down the stairs.
Leave a note in their locker saying that you really like them. Throw them down the stairs.
In middle school, some kid jumped on my back down and we both flew down the stairs together. I wanted to kill him.
I think if they fell down the stairs with you, it's not really bullying. It's just
but like they landed on me.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Not more like No.
Give me your synopsis. Give me your opening clause, 2 reasons.
I already gave my opening clause.
Give me your full opening, 2 reasons, conclusion. Why should bullying be?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Shame is good. You need to realize that if you're weird and smelly, you should probably fix it before going out into the world as an individual adult.
I feel like that last one had nothing to do with it. You just threw that in there.
What?
If you're weird and smelly, you should fix it.
Yeah. Okay, if you're unaware of your own problems, like you're really stinky and no one ever makes it known to you, how are you going to fix that? No, but genuinely, if you think like la-di-da-di-do, no one's talking to me, no one likes me, how are you going to fix your problem? You don't know it's there. Now, if Steve is like, hey, you smell like shit, you should shower. You now have a answer to your dilemma. And now you know why you have no friends.
Because you smell and you weren't bullied. That's your perspective.
Potentially.
Okay. You
That was a karma sneeze.
Great.
That was the demons leaving.
Good.
Bless me, quick.
Going to hell. You're going to hell. It's all that bullying talk you got.
Yeah, I deserve it. What do you guys think of bullying? Do you think bullying is fun and interactive? If you think bullying is good, please like and subscribe. If you think bullying is bad, why?
If you guys want to watch more, watch this full Uncut Uncensored and get it early access and all of the exclusives that we give you, go to our Patreon link down below.
There's a Patreon exclusive segment coming right after this. And if you're watching on YouTube, sorry, you can't get it. So go to patreon.com/Nick and Corey and get the good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.
Boof, boof, la truth.